Welcome LearnWake members, this is Brandon Judd responding today to a video analysis request that has been uploaded by user kalionchiz. I really have no idea how to pronounce that, so I apologize if I butchered it. So anyhow, this is a wake-to-wake jump video on the heel side and on the toe side. And in the description, it looks like the writer here is looking for a heel side and toe side wake jump analysis, and you feel like your pop's not high enough for grabs, and you're still having problems clearing the wakes on your toes. So this is very, very normal. This is a very common position to be in, where your heel side you can get wake to wake, but it just doesn't feel comfortable or consistent enough to really add anything to it, like a grab or a 180 or anything. And then the toe side jumps are usually not quite wake to wake because you're struggling getting the leverage to do so. So honestly, this is really good because this is kind of our bread and butter here. This is very, very common, and we can help you pass this. We have a lot of resources here on LearnWake to help you get past this this plateau you're in. So first of all, let's just kind of take a brief look at this. One good solid edge out, and then you coast in kind of a seated position, which is nice. You could be a little more patient here on the way in, but I wouldn't be super concerned about that. What I would be most concerned about is your leg push. If you can look here, your legs are still bent. They never fully get straight. And what that's going to do is that's going to absorb a lot of your pop. I know you're already going, even just a little past wake to wake. But what you can do is you can shorten your approach up. You don't have to go out so wide. And then if you just give a full leg extension, it'll significantly improve your jumps, and it will significantly improve your control as well. You'll be able to go straight up and down with more efficiency, and it'll let you grab the board easier, add 180s easier, and just really feel like you're in control. Because if your legs are not bent, let me go back so we can kind of talk it over. If your legs are still bent a little bit at the wake, the force of the water pushing up against your board, you have to use your muscles to hold that still. Otherwise, you're going to absorb some of that power from the wake. But if you lock your legs out, instead of relying on your muscles, which are weak at best, you can rely on your body structure. So even the strongest person would have a really hard time resisting that upward push with 100% efficiency. So you want to just lock out, and then it's a lot easier to use the energy of the wake, and it's no longer a guessing game of how much energy you put into your muscles holding that position, because if you just kind of went limp here and relaxed, then you'd absorb almost all of it. Anyway, so that one's a pretty simple explanation, and the fix is also simple but hard to get yourself to do. So it's all contained in this drill here called heel side jumps, the standing tall drill. And in this video you can see Chad is practicing locking his legs out. And so here's a video, or a little clip of him jumping like you did, where you didn't quite extend your legs. And then this one, you'll watch he fully extends, and look how much higher he goes and further across he goes. And this is the drill here pretty much. Doing a kind of a wall squat on edge and then locking your legs out. But I'd encourage you to watch this video, heel side jumps, the standing tall drill, and we'll help you through that by watching this. And then honestly, once you've done this a bunch of times, your heel side jump should improve dramatically. Alright, so let's go to your toe side jump. Toe side jump is pretty good on your timing position on your edging when you edge back in. That was good. I'm glad you reset there. And then get comfortable, edge back in. And it never really builds. What happens is you get in kind of a good position here, come into the wake, and then right here you'll notice nothing changes, and you just kind of stay in that broken position, and then you absorb. Watch how much your legs bend when you go through the wake. See how they just kind of got sucked up toward your chest a little? And that's what's causing you not to go wake to wake. So you never really lean. If you were to get tall and then really crank against this rope here, if you get tall and lean against the rope harder, what would happen is all the energy in the wake you would not only be leveraging yourself into a better position against the wake, but the wake would be able to push you up without causing your body to compress. The same concept behind the heel side jumps. However, on this one, when your body is in that taller position, you'll notice right here, it's really hard to see, but your board is really flat. I can't see much of the bottom of your board right here. But when you edge harder, you're going to see a lot more bottom graphic. And what that's going to do is it's going to make the board edge deeper into the water, and I'll have a lot more of an aggressive angle of the board when it comes to harnessing the pressure from the water. So this is going to push you up higher when you're leaning harder, and then instead of being broken like this, you'll be tall, which gives you a lot more height, and you're not going to absorb it at all. So there's a couple different drills we need to work on to fix this. One of them is the Toeside leverage drill. So I would watch this video, Toeside leverage drill, and you look at Kurt here, you'll see his body positioning. His hips are forward and his chest is behind. He's dropped his front hand off the handle and is using only his back arm, and this forces you to do it properly, or else you won't really be able to edge. But if you go back to your position at the wake here, when you're edging in, you'll see you're really broken, like we mentioned, and then look at Kurt, how tall he is here. So that's more the position we want to train your body to be in, and this Toeside leverage drill helps train your body to edge properly on its toes. And then the next drill, to help you add some travel to this and be able to hold that position through the wake, is twisting your board enough at the wake, because sometimes we don't twist enough and it just doesn't help us get the momentum and the edge across the wakes that we need. So this one's called cleaning up Toeside pop, and Kyle takes you through a series of drills to help improve your Toeside jump. So if you look at that Toeside jump one more time, you'll watch as Kyle gets closer to the wake, he pushes his hips further forward and gets in that really tall leverage position. So you'll see he's leaning pretty hard against the rope here. If he was upright, his chest would be here. But he's leaning pretty good in a tall position, like I'd mentioned. And this drill really helps you do that a lot. So watch this thing. It's going to really walk you through each step. We'll kind of zoom forward so you can see some examples out here in the flats, where you're learning how to twist your body in the right position, and then how to add that twist at the wake, and so you can hold that edge all the way through the wake like that. So it's really a fun drill. When I'm coaching one-on-one, I really like to do this drill because I feel like it really pays off a lot. So that's another one, drill cleaning up Toeside pop. Outside of that, your riding looks really good for where you're at, meaning that it looks like you're pretty comfortable on your board, you can edge around with speed, and you can be pretty efficient. With the exceptions of some of your body positions at the wake, like we had talked about fixing, you look like you're ready to do some other stuff. So what I would recommend is working on the things that I had said already to improve those, but don't feel like you have to pigeonhole yourself into only working on your heel side and toe side straight air jumps. So I'm going to give you a few more things to work on, and we've got videos that will walk you through every piece of it. So the first one is the ultimate warm-up. This is where you're able to practice warming up on every edge of your board, being able to really gain board control, gain leverage over the board, and get really comfortable with two hands on the handle, with one hand on the handle, and so on. Being able to do some ollies, warm those legs up. I would recommend doing this with some re-entries and everything at the beginning of every set to warm yourself up, and it'll make you a better rider in the meantime. So this drill is the ultimate warm-up, and I would watch that and do that every time. If you're looking at some of the ways to improve this drill, and if you're having a hard time like getting cuffed or doing re-entry ollies, here's a video called Popping Re-entry Ollies that will help you get comfortable practicing those ollies right on the face of the wake. It helps you understand how to eventually add that into, some tripping flips and spins that you go off axis for. But they're really, really fun. I do them at the beginning of every set because they're just really fun to do. But it's also going to help you improve your jumps and improve your efficiency of the wake. The next thing is getting into the cuffed riding position. So this is one of those additional positions that you should be comfortable in on the wakeboard, and it's going to make you a lot better of a wakeboarder. If you can ride backwards comfortably, imagine how much easier it is to ride forwards. That's kind of the idea. And then I would start doing some 180s and some shifties and things. So there's another drill video to watch, is heel side front side 180 progression ladder. You can go through each of these steps pretty easily right now. Get comfortable riding switch, do some ollies and ollie 180s, inside out 180s, eventually getting this wake to wake, because you're kind of at that benchmark where you're right about ready to start doing them. So again, they just take a little bit of practice, but I think you could get them pretty quickly. Same with Toeside. Here's a video on untwisting a Toeside frontside 180. I think you could land switch heel side pretty comfortably. It may not be wake to wake at first, it might just be one wake, but these are all things I want you to start doing. I want you to start working on Toeside frontside 180s, heel side frontside 180s, riding cuffed, riding switch stance, doing shifties, doing all of that stuff, because what this is going to do is it's going to build the right kind of foundation for you, so you can start doing flips and spins and grabs and a lot of the more complicated maneuvers. So that's about it so far. Again, you're on the right track. You're in a very good spot, and you have a lot to potentially work on, and a lot of fun to have in the process. It may seem like you're stuck, like you can't really do anything, but take a look at those videos I mentioned, and you'd be surprised how much you're ready for right now. So thanks again for uploading the video, and if you have any questions, you can hit us up down here in the comment section below. Or you can improve upon your jumps and upload a new video, and we'll go from there. Thanks again.